What if we told you that the explosive $800 million lawsuit against The View, the one lighting up social media feeds, never actually happened? No court documents, no legal filing, no hearing, just a viral headline turned digital wildfire. As this story spreads across YouTube and X-like gospel, millions are buying into a controversy that never existed. Tonight, we take you behind the curtain, dissect the anatomy of this fake lawsuit claim, and uncover how a lie became a headline in the modern misinformation age. To understand the bizarre rise of the fake $800 million lawsuit claim involving Karoline Leavitt and The View, we must start with the broader media environment in which it thrived, a digital ecosystem defined not by facts but by virality. Karoline Leavitt, the youngest ever White House press secretary, has become a lightning rod in American politics. Her unapologetic tone, viral exchanges with reporters, and unflinching loyalty to the Trump administration have placed her at the center of countless headlines. Meanwhile, The View, a long-running daytime talk show on ABC, remains one of the most divisive programs in American media, celebrated by progressives, reviled by conservatives, and notorious for its heated, often personal debates. The clash between Leavitt and The View was never far-fetched in the public imagination. The show's co-hosts, including Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and Alyssa Farah Griffin, have routinely criticized the Trump administration, and the tension between mainstream entertainment media and right-wing politics has been palpable for years. But what happened in this case was not a real legal confrontation. It was a manufactured one, born entirely online. The first signs of the fake lawsuit story emerged in early June 2025 when a series of posts began appearing on social platforms. Like X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, they claimed that Karoline Leavitt had won an $800 million lawsuit against The View for defamation and emotional damages, citing an alleged episode where Leavitt was compared to a political robot and accused of spreading dangerous propaganda. The supposed court victory was presented as a watershed moment for conservative speech, framed by users as a blow to liberal media corruption. But there was one glaring problem. Not a single credible outlet reported on it. No court filing existed in any federal or state database. No attorney general, no judge, and no plaintiff record matched the claims. The narrative, however, continued to spread, bolstered by low-quality YouTube videos using deepfake thumbnails, clickbait titles, and AI-generated voiceovers mimicking real news anchors. The videos often included chopped-up clips of Leavitt speaking at unrelated press briefings, overlaid with fake captions and edited logos designed to look like CNN or Fox News broadcasts. By mid-June, the story had become so widespread that even seasoned political commentators were fielding questions about it. Viewers demanded confirmation. Some were angry that mainstream outlets were hiding the truth, while others questioned whether this was a hoax. The confusion was compounded by algorithm-driven platforms that prioritized engagement over accuracy. Fake news peddlers exploited SEO loopholes, tagging videos with terms like Karoline Leavitt lawsuit confirmed, The View lawsuit leak, and Trump victory in court. One particular video, which reached over 2 million views in 48 hours, used a thumbnail featuring Joy Behar looking distraught next to the text, "Breaking, 800 billion judgment shocks ABC studios." The video offered no evidence, only conjecture, emotional appeals, and false quotes. Still, the damage was done. Viewers who already distrusted the mainstream media now believed that a major legal blow had been struck against it. And Karoline Leavitt, despite having said nothing publicly about the story, was now cast as the victorious plaintiff in a lawsuit that never even reached a courtroom. The core of this viral deception lies not in an actual event, but in the absence of one. There was no court hearing, no courtroom appearance, no legal briefing, just a void filled by manufactured drama. The so-called main event was a series of manipulated videos, doctored headlines, and false captions created to give the illusion of credibility. One of the most shared pieces of content was a video posted to a monetized YouTube channel that routinely posts AI-generated political satire, often with no disclaimer. Titled, "Karoline Leavitt Destroys the View in Court," it begins with an edited clip of Leavitt speaking from a White House podium and cuts abruptly to B-roll footage of the U.S. District. Court for the Southern District of New York. A synthetic narrator claims Leavitt was awarded $800 million in damages for career harm and personal defamation. The video uses fake sound bites allegedly from a courtroom exchange, despite no such hearing ever occurring. These types of edits are designed to provoke outrage and belief without scrutiny. No docket number, no attorney statement, and no court transcript was ever shown, because none exists. As the fabricated lawsuit claim took hold, more creators jumped on the trend, recycling each other's fake evidence to reinforce the illusion of legitimacy. Screenshots of non-existent court documents began circulating on X, while TikTok creators stitched together satirical edits of The View co-hosts reacting in horror to the alleged verdict. In one viral TikTok, Alyssa Farah Griffin appears to storm off the set following an announcement of the lawsuit judgment, a clip taken entirely out of context from a segment months earlier. These deceptions were further amplified by content mills on Facebook that mirror tabloid-style clickbait pages, many based outside the United States and operating beyond the reach of American defamation or fraud laws. Despite the obviously false nature of the claims, the frequency with which they were viewed, liked, and shared made them feel real to an audience already primed to distrust corporate media. The story spiraled into full myth. Leavitt was now not just a press secretary, but a courtroom hero who had single-handedly bankrupted a liberal institution. In reality, ABC Studios made no statement because there was nothing to comment on, and Leavitt herself remained silent, likely understanding the political capital generated by the mere rumor. Eventually, several reputable fact-checking platforms, including Snopes, Reuters Fact Check, and PolitiFact, debunked the claim outright. They cited the absence of any legal filings in federal or state court databases, the lack of statements from either Leavitt or ABC, and the clear use of manipulated media as foundational proof of fabrication. Snopes issued a headline on June 10th, "No, Karoline Leavitt did not win an $800 lawsuit against The View," stating flatly that the claim originated from fiction and was sustained by YouTube grift channels and misinformed social media influencers. Still, despite these public corrections, the original false videos remained up and continued to draw in viewers thanks to misleading thumbnails and sensational SEO tags. The truth, buried beneath layers of fabrication, was losing a very public battle to fiction. For many, the event had already happened in their minds, and no amount of debunking would reverse the power of narrative. In this age, perception isn't just stronger than reality, it's often the only reality that matters. The wave of public reaction to the fake lawsuit claim was immediate and intensely polarized. Among conservative influencers and partisan commentators, the narrative was treated as truth, an overdue reckoning for what they described as the elitist media cartel represented by The View. On platforms like Truth Social, X, and YouTube, hashtags such as Leavitt Victory, Sue The View, and Media Corruption surged. Commentators like Benny Johnson, Dan Bongino, and others praised the supposed legal win as a major symbolic triumph, even in the absence of facts. One viral post on X read, "Karoline Leavitt did what no one else had the courage to do. She sued the liars and won." There were no corrections, no retractions, just a parade of celebratory posts reinforcing a lie. In the echo chamber of partisan media, fact-checking was dismissed as leftist spin, and the lack of official court documents was explained away as a media blackout or government cover-up. To a sizable segment of the online population, absence of evidence wasn't evidence of absence, it was proof of conspiracy. Mainstream journalists and media watchdogs, on the other hand, expressed alarm at how quickly and thoroughly the false story had penetrated public discourse. Prominent figures at CNN, MSNBC, NPR, and the Associated Press began sounding the alarm about the erosion of trust in verifiable information. CNN's Oliver Darcy published an op-ed titled "The Lawsuit That Never Was," warning that if fictional events could now be treated as historical fact by millions, the nation was entering a dangerous post-truth phase. Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg addressed the rumor briefly during a live episode of The View, sarcastically noting, "Well, I guess we're all bankrupt now. Anybody seen our $800 million? The audience laughed, but the segment took on a more serious tone as Alyssa Farah Griffin pointed out the real-world consequences of misinformation. "This isn't just about us," she said. "This is about the health of democracy. If lies can become facts with a thumbnail and a robot voice, where does it end?" Their remarks drew applause from the audience, but also triggered a flood of angry comments online accusing the hosts of deflecting and gaslighting the public. Even though the story was fake, its social impact was very real. Experts in media literacy and political communication warn that the Leavitt, The View fake lawsuit is a textbook example of manufactured virality, a phenomenon where false stories are engineered to exploit the emotional biases of large audiences. Dr. Melanie Hofstede, a disinformation specialist at the Columbia Journalism School, noted that the narrative was structurally perfect for virality. You have a polarizing political figure, a reviled media target, a massive dollar amount, and the illusion of institutional defeat. It checks every box, she explained. Hofstede likened the situation to previous hoaxes, such as the fake death of celebrities or the infamous Pizzagate conspiracy, but warned that this one was more dangerous because it masqueraded as legal truth. When the legal system is co-opted into fiction, it undermines the real machinery of accountability, she said. Her concern was echoed by legal scholars who feared that continued exposure to fake lawsuits could desensitize citizens to the real ones, diminishing the weight of genuine civil litigation and public redress. Political strategists from both sides of the aisle viewed the story spread as indicative of deeper dysfunctions in the nation's media ecosystem. On the right, some expressed quiet concern that the false victory would backfire by reducing the credibility of real future claims. On the left, many worried that such viral misinformation was further radicalizing online audiences. But there was one area of clear agreement. The platforms themselves had become accelerants. Algorithms on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok are designed to reward engagement, not truth. And in this case, creators who spread the fake story were financially rewarded through ad revenue, affiliate clicks, and subscriber growth. Efforts to flag or remove the content were often delayed or ineffective. Meanwhile, AI-generated media tools made it easier than ever to fabricate believable audio and video. The result is a disinformation feedback loop in which creators have every incentive to mislead and almost no accountability when they do. This lawsuit story wasn't an anomaly, it was a forecast of what's coming. The long-term consequences of stories like this go beyond individual reputations or political divides. At stake is the collective memory of the public, the shared understanding of what did or didn't happen. In the case of the fake lawsuit, tens of millions of viewers now carry a false memory of Karoline Leavitt winning a major court battle against The View. They may repeat it, share it, or vote based on it, even years from now. That kind of misinformation can influence elections, damage institutions, and fracture democratic consensus. Scholars call it cognitive erosion, the slow, relentless undermining of a population's ability to distinguish fact from fiction. Unless addressed with serious media reform, public education, and platform accountability, this erosion could permanently alter how societies function. The Leavitt View fake lawsuit is not just a hoax, it's a warning. The $800 million lawsuit never happened. No court case, no judgment, no legal battle. Just a lie that was packaged, promoted, and believed. In today's world, that may be all it takes. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth reporting on political misinformation and media manipulation. Let's work together to build a better informed public where truth isn't a casualty of convenience. Turn on notifications so you never miss our deep dive reports and join the conversation in the comments. Your voice matters. Voice matters.